I like to ask about, and again, because we're talking about metaphorical hats, and so I like the idea of like juxtapositions. Like, it's one of my favorite parts of the show as well. There's a lot of favorite parts. That that when I find out that somebody does or is interested in X, and it turns out that they also do or are interested or used to do or used to be interested in Y, and these two things to an outside observer would seem completely unrelated, and like, oh, I'm surprised that those are both kind of in your. So what I've been asking is like, what are your two most dissimilar hats, and hats being skills or interests?
The biggest juxtaposition immediately that comes to mind from the public eye for me would be being autistic and doing sex work, which is really funny that it seems so contradictory because I've met several other autistic sex workers. Like, it's actually a beneficial, like it's a good fit because we can be more of ourselves, or we're in a scripted situation where we know how to mask for it and we're prepared for what would come our way. And it's in like a controlled environment, depending on whether that environment is in a club or in a date situation, or if you're doing even on street work, like you know what type of people are going to approach you. I mean, I'm making an assumption there because I haven't actually done that. But in general, from what I've heard, like it's something that we can control some aspects of. I would say a lot of aspects are under my control in the way that I do the work. But I have had people like they join my adult account and they're like, whoa, I had no idea you did this. I never would have thought this, blah, 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 blah. And like, wow, I like had a crush on you and now I see you in this way. And it makes it seem like being autistic is so infantilized that the idea of an autistic person even being sexual, let alone making an income from it, is completely unheard of and just mind-blowing for these people. But that just really shows it's not that these things are that contradictory, it's that society's views of them are completely separate, different, and they only appear to be in juxtaposition because of that.
Yeah, media is slowly getting better at portraying autism a little bit more broadly, like more with variety and realism, because it's still a lot of people, their first thought is like Rain Man or Sheldon from Big Bang Theory, or people that are just super awkward and like don't get a lot of things. And yeah, and that's like, it's a similar thing, like when people more recently have thought that I'm an extrovert because like I host a talk show and like I do streams and things, and it's like, well, no, I'm actually like a social introvert. I really like good conversation. I like connecting with people and learning things, and I want to be able to share them, and this I find this is a good way to do that. So yeah, it's just people kind of have those like kind of snap perceptions that they have, and I'm hoping that through this show that I can help to kind of push back against more of them and raise awareness. So thank you for sharing that.